What's up YouTube? For tonight's video we have a full Smeargle team. Yes, I know I haven't uploaded for 2 days, but I felt a little bit burnt out, so I just took a couple of days break and I'm back into it with the Smeargle team. Now actually, funny story, I thought I did this video already, but I didn't, so I was like, oh cool. So I've got 6 different Smeargle with 6 different sets. I'm gonna like fully explain all the sets throughout the video too. Now I've got a very special battle, probably as we get halfway into the video, we've got a really good one, so you've got to stick around for the whole thing. Very entertaining. So people, if you have a Smeargle set you really like, leave it below in the comment section. Like, so your creative Smeargle set, any team suggestions and feedback on the video would be wonderful too. And let's get into this one. Now this battle I had was actually on the Plaza Passerby, or whatever the hell you want to call it, and the other battle I had was on my chat. If you do want to battle me, that's in the description of the video too. So we have a X-Cloud lead, and this Smeargle, I nicknamed all my Smeargles so I could actually tell which one was actually, you know, what Smeargle was what. So this was my Spore Belly Drum Conversion V-Create set. So this set, I kind of gave it away with my name a little. I probably should have been a little bit more subtle with my name, but I didn't. So this one, obviously, you could put the opponent to sleep. In this case, I just went for the Spore against the X-Cloud. So I'm going to go for Belly Drum on the swap. Now, Belly Drum is going to give me +6 in attack, and now Conversion is actually going to turn me into a fight up. I didn't really want to risk that because I thought, well, even like if I went to Conversion, a Gyro Ball or Power Whip could actually take out my Smeargle anyway, because it's quite a weak Pokemon in defenses. So I just opted to go to take out the Ferrothorn, and it's got Iron Barbs and Rocky Helmet. So a pretty good start there. The only thing I could have done there was go for the Conversion and change him into a Fire type, but I didn't feel I had the room to do that. So now, that was a good start, bearing the Ferrothorn. That was probably the only Pokemon on my team that actually could have done that. So now we have the Alakazam, which is definitely not going to be a Mega coming in. So there's no way I'm going to be able to outspeed this Pokemon with the current Smeargle that I've got. I didn't want to run the the Extreme Speed Belly Drum set. I want to run some things a little bit more difficult than that. So Alakazam's going to come in and use Psychic. I think it could have used like a Psybeam or Confusion. That would have been enough to take out my Smeargle. So now I've got one Pokemon that actually could do something against this, which is this is my Final Gambit Smeargle, and it's also got Final Gambit, U-Turn, Parting Shot, and Volt Switch. The idea was just to scout out the opponent's team and use Final Gambit on a threatening Pokemon. Most of the Pokemon on the opponent's side were threatening, so I really had to make a decision then to use it, because none of my Pokemon could actually outspeed that at all. So I thought that was the best Pokemon to bury. So now we've got the Weavile coming in, and I've got my Trump. So this is quite, it's named that for a reason, because it is a Trump card set. So Trump card, as you use Trump card, it gets stronger as the less PP you have. I've got choice specs on this. I've also got Trick, Boom Burst, and I've got Ominous Wind. So I could hit ghost types as well, so I'm not completely wild. So Boom Burst, I thought to opt for that big base power against the Weavile, because Trump card takes a couple of turns to boost up in power, and Weavile is quite a threatening Pokemon. So it's got Life Orb. I almost took it out there after the Life Orb damage and the Boom Burst, so I was quite happy with that one. Now swapping in my Shield. So I will give it a little bit more explanation on the EVs and stuff as the battle goes on. So now the Shield was my bulky Smeargle, and I do press it was bulky, but bulky for a Smeargle, right? Not very bulky for a tanky Pokemon at all. It's very difficult to make it bulky outside of using stuff like, Cotton Guard and things like that. So this one it had Milk Drink, Infestation, Toxic, and Cosmic Power. So Own Tempo, obviously, and Leftovers. So now we have Alomomola coming in. It's going to go for Aqua Jet. Like, okay, that's interesting. And it actually doesn't actually take me out, but then again, its attack isn't the most greatest thing in the world, and I'm running a bulky Smeargle. So I was able to get the Toxic off on the Alomomola, which was good. It's a very stolly Pokemon. I was very happy to get the Toxic off on it. So things are going pretty well at the moment. I've taken out half the team. Half my team are already gone. But I've taken out a lot of the threatening Pokemon, like mainly like Mega Alakazam and Weavile. They were very threatening. So Alomamola's going to take me out with the Aqua Jet. Interesting, most of the time it usually runs Waterfall if it's got a Waterfall or Skull. They're mainly the two water type moves that I sent, or attacking water type moves. Normally it's just a Toxic Wish set. So anyway, going for the Ancient Power. This set was probably my favorite set. It was very, very entertaining to use. Actually, it's probably a tie for the most entertaining set. So on this one, I've got Ancient Power, I've got Sketch, Conversion, and Stored Power. So the idea here is to go for the Normalium Z Sketch. Now what Normalium Z Sketch does, it boosts the stats. It's like getting a boost in Ancient Power, right? You get a +1 in all your stats, plus you get the extra additive of the Sketch. So Sketch will actually copy the last move used by the opponent. So in this case, I'm going to be copying the Toxic from the Alomomola. So really interesting thing you don't really see this being used because Sketch, can only be used by Smeagol. So a very rare Zoo move to see. So going for the Wish on the Alomomola, obviously it's trying to boost its health back there and be just a general pain in the bum. The idea was to convert myself into a Psychic type, and then I could get Stab Stored Power. If Ancient Power got me another boost, I could actually get 12 boosts, which would be absolutely insane, but that didn't happen in this case. Anyway, so I'm trying to get another boost on Ancient Power, then I could go for the Stab Stored Power if I converted myself into a Psychic type. That didn't happen in this stage, but I got rid of the Alomomola. So that was a pretty good thing. So that's down. Now we have the Blissey coming out, so there's really not much I can actually do to Blissey. I thought I could attack it, but it's going to do like 1 damage, so I'm going to go for the Sketch, the Toxic that I sketched earlier from the Alomomola. So that was actually pretty handy. So the Blissey could have Natural Cure as well and swap out Aromatherapy, but I thought that was at least I could cause a swap there maybe. So Blissey's going to go for the Seismic Toss, taking my second last Smeargle out. So probably my favourite Smeargle, that one. So the last Smeargle I've got left is, this is my Salty Smeargle. It's actually named for a reason too. So this set I've got Thunder Wave, I've got Smelling Salts. So the idea there is to paralyze the opponent, hit them with Smelling Salts. Now, Smelling Salts normally has 60 base power, then you go for the Smelling Salts, which will double the base power while the opponent is paralyzed, making it 120. However, it will cure the Thunder Wave or paralysis afterwards, so you generally want to one-shot them. I've also got Attract and Sword Dance, so the idea is to sort of attract the opponent and then Sword Dance up and Smelling Salts. Once again, a very gimmicky set, but if it worked, it hit pretty hard. So anyway, the Blissey's just going to keep going for the Seismic Toss. Smeagol doesn't have a lot of health, so I'm going to go down in 3 Seismic Tosses, which is not good. So I couldn't get the paralysis on the Blissey even for that extra base power, so I was really relying on getting those Sword Dances up, and Blissey's basically terrible defenses. So I spanked the Blissey, and it's going to go down, thank goodness. And the last Pokemon we've got is the X-Bard from earlier on, which was sleeping. So I knew that I wasn't going to be enough to take this out in one shot. X-Bard's is very bulky, and Smeagol's attack is basically trash. So I just really have to hope that it doesn't wake up. The X-Bard is going to stay asleep, thankfully, and the next Smelling Salt is going to be enough to take it out. And that is the first battle. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Man, it was a good battle, and they had quite a powerful team too. I was very scared of that Alakazam and Weavile probably the most. Let's get on to the second battle. So, it could not be a Smeargle team without a Smeargle versus Smeargle battle, right? So this was the battle, this was a battle on my chat, and probably the most entertaining battle that I had, apart from the one before. So, we've got a Smeargle versus Smeargle. Now, this was the, I get to show off a couple of more of my moves on this one. So I went for the Volt Switch this time against the opposing Smeargle. I just want to see what I was going to use. So I swapped in Shield here. Now Shield, let me go over actually all the EVs and stuff so you know what they are if you want to try this yourself. So this is a Max Health, Max Special Defense. A Split Defense Smeargle, Milk Drink Infestation, Toxic, Cosmic Power, Max Health and Split Defenses. I think I gave that Impish Nature. Anyway, so this is a Coil Smeargle. It's setting up, it's getting boost in defense, and it's getting accuracy boost too. After I've seen that, I'm like, they're probably trying to use a move that's got low accuracy and going to try and hit it against me. So that's a problem. So unfortunately, I actually missed with a Toxic, which sucks. That would have been a nice to get a nice round of Toxic up, and then I was going to go for the Infestation. Anyway, so that the first Toxic miss kind of sucked, but that's how it was. So getting the second Toxic off lands this time. Then I can go for the Infestation, and then whatever move is going to throw at me, I can either go for the just Milk Drink or start setting up Cosmic Powers. Anyway, now it's going to go for the Inferno. Now, Inferno is like a super powerful move, especially coming from a Smeargle, but it will burn 100% of the time. So that kind of sucks. But I'm not really I'm not a physical attacker or anything like that. So I guess it's better that I got burned than Toxic by something later on after I get all my Cosmic Powers up. Comes fairly bulky for a Smeargle. It comes fairly bulky. Anyway, so that Toxic is racking up beautifully there. Now I can go for the Infestation or start setting up the Cosmic Powers. So obviously this thing has obviously got low accuracy moves to hit me with, and then it has Dynamic Punch. So I'm like, damn it, Smeargle with a Fighting type move. Now none of my Smeargle had Fighting type moves, which was a big problem. So I couldn't really. It was I guess it was kind of hard to one-shot the opposing Smeargles unless I had some sort of like a boost from a Sword Dance or a Belly Drum or something like that. Anyway, the next Smeagol is probably going to go down very soon. And I can't really do too much apart from going for the milk drink. But I'm going to go down to the next turn due to Dynamic Punch. Now, the funny thing is, Dynamic Punch normally confuses the opponent. But since I have own tempo, that's actually going to stop my confusion. So that mega counter there, people. Anyway, so my Smeagol is going to go down. And the opposing Smeagol is going to go down to the poison too. So quite a stalemate there at the start. So I was kind of glad out of my bulky Smeagol there. Because that could have been really bad. So now we have the next Smeagol coming in. So I swapped in my next Smeagol again. Now this was the final Gambit Smeagol. I thought, let's bury a Smeagol. May as well go for it instead of going for the U-turn. The problem with this team, right, is I couldn't really swap into a lot of the Smeagols because like they get one-shotted. So once I sent them out, usually I had to keep them out. Unfortunately, this Smeagol has a freaking Focus Sash. I'm like, oh, that sucks. It's going to use Natured Madness, and obviously I'm already fainted, so that's going to do nothing at all. So now swapping in Trump, I thought this would be a good idea to go for the Trump card, to start getting that one powered up. So obviously the final Gambit Smeagol was max speed and max health. This was a max speed, max special attack, timber nature Smeagol. I had choice specs on this one too to make up for that mighty special attack. Anyway, now I'm going to go for the Trump card. However, they've got a final Gambit Smeagol too, and that is going to be enough to take me out. So I kind of thought they may have one, but really they had to send that in because I was quite threatening with the Trump card. I think that was on to my fourth one there. I gave, obviously, you don't PP max the move at all. You want it on low amount of health, so as PP, so I only had like 5 on there. So now we have the next lot of Smeagols coming in. So this was my salty Smeagol with Thunder Wave. So I thought, well, I could go for one Thunder Wave here and go for the Smelling Salts, and that's going to do a lot of damage to the opposing Smeagol. So I get the Paralyze straight away, like right off the bat. So I'm thinking, I could attack it, or I could use this opportunity to go for a Sword Dance. Decided to use the opportunity to go for a Sword Dance, so I could get a +2 in attack. So that was really good. And now it's going to go for the Focus Energy. So it's a critting Smeagol. It's like, I wonder what this set is. I'm guessing here after seeing the Focus Energy, it's probably got like a Scope Lens or something. Anyway, so going for the Smelling Salts, and 1-2 Jude is going to go down to that one. So that was pretty good. This was probably one of the more powerful Smeagols on my team, if you can call that. So now we have the next Smeagol coming in. I went for the Thunder Wave on this set, and that's going to paralyze the opponent. In case it's got like another Focus Sash, that was going to be really, really annoying. So now it's going to go for a Heart Swap. Now what Heart Swap does, it's Manaphy's signature move. It's going to swap the stat changes around. So now that's going to have the stat boost, and I'm not going to have that. So swapping out, I thought, no, I'm just going to go into my V-Create Smeagol and see if I can get something happening here. I actually get a Paralyzed on the swap, so I'm like, that's really good. So now I'm going to go for the conversion, converting myself into a Fire type. So now I can go for the V-Create after that. So now it's going to get Paralyzed again. So I got a lot of paralysis against that Smeagol, which was really nice. I just went for the V-Create there. I've got the stab. I thought might as well get some damage off on this thing and see how much that can do. And that's going to be enough to nearly take it out. But as I thought, it had a Focus Sash again. So I'm like, oh, I knew it would have another Focus Sash. So obviously, Smeagol's a very weak Pokemon in defenses. So now it's going to go for the Dragon Ascent. I'm like, oh, you know what this means. So it's going to go for, obviously, Dragon Ascent. Then that's going to take me out one move. I can swap in my Smeagol afterwards and try and sketch this. Now, I thought I could probably swap in my Smeagol right and take this out very easily. This would not be hard to take out. But I thought I really want to go for the sketch and get the +1 and everything, and then go for the Dragon Ascent and try and finish this battle off with the Dragon Ascent, because that would be amazing. So going for the Z sketch again. You guys have got to try this out. It's very fun. So obviously it's just like Happy Hour, really, like a move like Happy Hour, but you get to sketch the opponent's move. So sketching that big Dragon Ascent, and unfortunately the opposing Smeagol has another fighting type move, unfortunately, and that's going to be able to take me out in one shot. So I'm like, bugger. I wish I had a fighting type move, but that's how it was. My Smeagol is down. And I've got one more Smeagol left, which was my that was the salty Smeagol. So I'm feeling a bit salty at the moment. So now I can just go into, I can use any move to take this thing out. That's fine. I just use Smelling Salts to take out the fifth Smeagol. So there's one more Smeagol left on each side of the field. I really wanted to finish that battle of Dragon's Ascent though. That was what I kind of mainly wanted to use this set out of all the ones. The Z sketch was very fun. Unfortunately, Thunder Wave misses there the first turn. So I was like, after that miss on Thunder Wave, I was like, that's probably going to be game there. Now this Smeagol's going to have Ice Burn with a Power Herb. Obviously, now I know this attack burns on contact, and that's going to be enough to take me out after the next turn. So that's burned me. That's pretty much my next Smeagol down to the burn, because that's half my attack. Even with the Thunder Wave up and like Smelling Salts, that's not going to be enough to take it out. Nowhere near. I would have been able to go for these Smelling Salts this turn. I was kind of hoping the first Thunder Wave would hit, but that's not going to be the case. Now the other Smeagol is going to go for the Recycle. Obviously, it's going to recycle the Power Herb, so it can keep using that move instantly. But that's about it for this battle. I hope you guys enjoyed all these Smeagol sets. It was good to see all 12 Smeagols being used. I really had to have a battle like this, right? Using all the Smeagols. Now, I should have some sort of video up on Friday, and I think I got some just a casual video tomorrow, and I've got probably a Pokemon sweep up on Friday and maybe Saturday too if I can get those ones edited. All right, people. Hope you enjoyed this one. Peace out.